Michael, for meeting with us. So Michael, you're the Operations Manager at Franklin Electric, and we're meeting today because we would like to make your processes better for your new staff coming along. So we've got 3 units that apply to their positions, and we're going to have a look at our assessment plans for each of those units and just make sure that we've covered everything that we need within our performance criteria and the elements for each unit. So we're going to actually conduct this trial later on this afternoon. We'll be doing that on the factory floor. There is 2 parts to this trial. So one will be, as you normally do, an induction for your staff as a walk around. The first one that we're going to look at is signs and symbols that they'll be using within the workplace. There'll also be a questioning side to that. So the first assessment plan that we're looking at is for the unit of competency, recognise extremely short and simple workplace signs and symbols. And that code for that is FSKRDG001. So we're going to have, as I said, 2 parts to this assessment. One of them will be a questioning part. So the candidates that are doing the assessment will be able to identify at the end of their tour basic signs and symbols, and obviously that we're observing them when we're touring, that they're understanding those signs and symbols. So as we see, we've directly pulled this information from our training.gov website. We are looking at the unit of competency as mentioned, and we're making sure that we are actually covering the elements and the performance criteria for this unit. So with our elements, preparing to read highly familiar and extremely simple and short workplace signs and symbols, and then also being able to interpret those symbols. So what we're going to do is just have a bit of a look through our assessment plan and make sure that we've got everything covered that's going to fulfil your needs within the workplace. So with our assessment plan, we have instructions for the assessor, so whether that's yourself or another one of your qualified team members, and also instructions for the candidates, so they're fully aware of what's happening on their assessment day. So as you see, we've got our instructions, our instructor instructions, if I can speak, and our candidate instructions. And then we're looking through and we're making sure that we are giving the candidates correct instructions. So they're going to be able to correctly identify these exit symbols, exit signs, emergency signs, hazard signs, and first aid signs. It should only take about 15 minutes within the induction. And then once they've done the walkthrough, then 10 sort of 15 minutes with going through and being able to identify these as well. So with our performance evidence 1, the candidates need to ensure that they can identify those signs. With our performance criteria, they're actually being able to verbally identify those signs. And then they're also they need to show that they can ask questions if they're not understanding, so they can have those conversations and also be able to locate those signs there as well. Is there anything that you think we may have missed in that area?
The only thing maybe is, and I know potentially there may be points in there, if a person who is starting doesn't know where to find or doesn't understand any of the signs or whatever,
yep,
where do they go to find that information?
So we will have a induction handbook for our new candidates, so that will be part of their induction process as well. So the walk around will be physically showing them where those signs are, but that induction booklet will be actually having those signs in front of them so that they can identify both for the different areas as well. So that should, well and truly sort of take care of any of those complete newbies that aren't actually 100% certain. So once they've gone through their induction booklet, once they've gone through that tour, we have a list of questions here, and we're using those signs that are very easily identifiable so that they can put their learning both sides together so they can understand and they can actually identify. So we're making sure that once this questioning component is completed, if there are any gaps within their knowledge, then we can readdress it with them as well. And that should pretty much cover our induction area for our assessment plan for recognising extremely short and simple workplace signs.
No problem.
Cool. So we will go into our assessment plan 2 and 3, which are looking at, so our assessment plan 2 is using digital technology for short and basic workplace tasks. Again, our code for that is FSK D1G001, and we've again used our training.gov, and we've opened up the unit of competency to ensure that we're covering the performance criteria and getting the performance evidence for that. And then also our assessment 3, which is complete personal details on extremely simple and short workplace forms. Course code for that is FSKWTG001. And again, for both of those units, we'll be doing an observation, so that'll be part of their walkthrough, part of their induction, and also some question and answering. Once the 3 tasks have been completed, that will show if there's any gaps in the candidate's learning, so we know where to add from there.
No worries.
Awesome. All right, let's head on down and we'll get started.